Charles Dickens. What impact did Dickens have on his society? A la Shmoop.
You certainly have people responding, what I would call affectively with an A, emotionally responding to his books. So it's, one of the ways in which the novels got read in this time during questionable literacy. We have to remember that we don't have 99% literacy in this period like we do now, at least in this country. So one of the ways in which these novels got read was in the parlor, and a parent would read it to the entire family, and this was a way, kind of like our analog to all sitting down and watching television together or a movie together. And there are certainly affective responses in those groups. I mean, this is the way a lot of Victorian children would have been brought up, is by reading and listening to Dickens novels, and I'm sure that seeped into reform mentality. But Dickens also had direct influence, as I mentioned before, with regard to benefit events, where he would call attention to prisons and to child labor. He also helped found a children's hospital, so those were the kinds of philanthropic things that he would do in and around London. And then other kinds of things that he had a direct impact on, which seem a little bit more curmudgeonly to us now. Dickens didn't like noise, and living in London in the Victorian period, that was a big issue. And especially if you are a writer making your living by writing in your living room, you want it to be quiet. So Dickens, among other things, signed on with a lot of other very famous, influential people to some of the first noise ordinances in London that prevented things like organ grinders and street music and so forth in certain neighborhoods at certain times so that these writers could get their work done. And that was successful. I mean, that was a direct appeal to Parliament.
What role did Dickens' books play in the lives of children? What philanthropic efforts did Dickens support? Parents read the books. How sweet.